Hey guys, Akil Stokes here, and in today's episode of the Midweek Markup, we're going to take a look into advanced pattern formations and alternative reasons for entry. So as we go down to the 4-hour chart, we can see our picture start to clear up a little bit. We have a few of these things happening here. We can measure, let's start with, and so many to pick from, and a lot of these again, well, nothing wrong with measuring them out in advance, right? But we had the short bear bat, excuse me, or the lower time frame short bear bat right in here. If you guys remember from the weekend video, that was it played out perfectly, Orsi. Pain-free, baby. So now we're on to the bigger ones, right? If we look at our swing high to swing low, X to A, we can look at this as being our A to B, right? We come down here, this red candle, or actually the green candle next to the red candle, that's going to be our B to C. If we rally up, we're going to have a CD completion up there. And again, if you guys had missed the video, this was our smaller pattern right in here. But of course, all of you guys saw the video because you wouldn't dare miss a weekend trading edge. So if price action rallies up, then we have a potential bearish Gartley pattern right up here. And again, this is going to be our zone. The D is going to be the completion point. The X is going to be our extreme. This is going to be our zone. I was talking to, it was John the other day. It was about cipher patterns specifically. And he was looking for different filters of ciphers and trends and moving averages. I'm not sure if he was looking for moving averages, but a bunch of different filters. And I honestly I don't use any filters for patterns. I'm not a big fan of saying that you should look for filters like whiff trend or this or that, because I think that most patterns are going to form just the way that they play out. It's going to be in more of a consolidative state. But I do think if you are someone that wants to add a filter, if you don't want to be an aggressive enterer on patterns, I would approach it like any other kind of price action based trade. And Cody mentioned this the other day in his interview. He said that, he doesn't use patterns. He doesn't trade bats or Gartleys or butterflies, any of that funny stuff. But he said he was glad that he learned it because it gives him a better understanding of the ebbs and the flows, right? So you can look at this as like a CTS trader where you say, right, this is a Gartley. This box up here is my kill zone, right? We know that with aside from your butterflies, your crabs, and your sharks, right, the completion zone from the Gartley is going to be within, or for patterns, Gartley's bat ciphers, they're going to be within a level of structure, correct? Some are going to be, the bat pattern will usually have be closer to structure. Gartley has a wider range. Cipher has the biggest range, but you have that level of structure. So what you can do is you can look for this. You can draw out your kill zone or a kill zone. And then a filter you can use is a specific entry reason within that zone if you're someone that's not comfortable being aggressive. So what I mean by that is, again, look at it like a CTS setup. If price action comes into my kill zone, then I look for RSI to be overbought, or then I look for moving average to cross, or then I look for lower low, lower close, pin bar, double top, whatever you may be. You don't have to trade it aggressively. Again, the reason I trade it aggressively is for two reasons. One, I do know the power of the patterns. For me, they're so powerful that I don't really care about. I just want to get in when I see them. Let's put it that way, right? If there is a pattern, I know my probabilities. I want to get in. Another one is ease of execution. Right? A lot of these patterns will form during times where I'm not around my chart. So for me, just to have a limit order and of course a stop loss on there, I don't have to sit in front of my chart and look for a specific reason for entry. Like imagine on your normal price action trades, I miss a lot of them because they happen overnight, where if you need a higher high, higher close, if you're not watching every candle, guess what? You may miss it. So that's one of the reasons I trade aggressively, but understand you don't have to. There are multiple ways to do it. So potential bearish Gartley, if we go up into this level. If we look the opposite direction, I'll go ahead and delete this and we'll draw a different one on. We're going to have a potential X to A to B, B to C, and C to D down here. So another potential Gartley if we go lower. So we had the bat already. We have the bigger Gartley setting up for a potential bearish move. We have a medium-sized Gartley, I guess you can say. It's like the, what is it, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the the porridge bowls, small, medium, large, right? Hot, cold, middle. We have a medium one right down here at 109.28. And again, same thing. If you want, you can bracket this thing out and say, hey, this is my kill zone from here to here. So again, a good example, consolidation breeds potential advanced pattern formation. So as a trader, we talked about, was it Monday? We talked about kind of just, we talked about different mistakes in Monday's Q&A. We had a really good session on uncommon or common, uncommon trading mistakes, right? And something we talked about was kind of laziness. Laziness or like brain clutterness where, you know, you just overlook something for one reason or another. In this situation, you can have these things bracketed, and in your mind, as you're prepping for this trade, you're going through that if-then, that syntax in your head, and you're saying, okay, well, if we push higher, then look for this. If we push lower, then look for that. And now you're prepared for whichever way, excuse me, whichever way price action does move. So, two potential advanced pattern formations here on the dollar yen. Let me get this into our pro trade log. Any questions thus far? Pro trading log, USD JPY 4 hour. Potential advanced pattern formations. Let's insert the chart. Roberto, how dare you be late? Shame on you. Shame. All right, let's pop down to the 60 real quick just to see if there's anything worth looking at down here. Could end up having a smaller pattern going back in the other direction as well. This is the starting point of X to A to B right here, currently a B to C. This would be another potential bat. I'll draw it out for you. Still a little bit early, want to make sure the C leg kind of reverses and holds, but oh, nope, never mind. I take it back. We didn't hit the 50%. Close, 47.5, so I take it back. So right now in the 60-minute lower time frames, not going to be too much of interest. So really 4 hour is where it's at on the dollar yen. All right, let's go to FB, Facebook. And we're looking for 1 hour cipher. Looks like there's a few potential advanced pattern formations here. So another one right here, before we get to the cipher, we take a look at swing high to, swing high, come on, don't be sticky. Swing high to swing low, right? This initial move being our X to A. You can see our B leg comes to our 618, which puts us on alert for what? Puts us on alert for a potential Gartley. It's going to be a New Zealand dollar is giving us, it's battling over these last few minutes. You're going to see that a lot, especially on 4 hour closes, because it's not only the close of a 4 hour, but it's the close of an hourly and a 30 and a 15 and a 10 and a 5, where you see a lot of movement towards the end of a candle as the market's trying to establish its position. So the last few minutes of especially a 4 hour candle, you tend to see a lot of movement in the market. So I'm halfway keeping an eye on that, because again, I'm going to need to enter at market if this thing does close below. So, but yeah, potential Gartley, X to A to B, coming to our 618. We get a 618 on our C leg as well, and we're going to have a D completion right above this 786. So if price action continues higher here on Facebook, we are going to have a potential bearish Gartley. If we do this, let's see what this gives us as well. If we push lower, right, we're going to have another X to A to B, B to C, and a potential CD completion. Let me just measure out my 127. a potential CD completion down here as well. So potential bullish Gartley, again, consolidation, contraction, right? We see the type of patterns for him. Potential bullish Gartley here. Potential bearish Gartley there. And then if we go down to the hourly, keep an eye on New Zealand dollar, guys. It looks like we're going to get that lower low, lower close. If we go down to the hourly here, we're going to see a potential cipher. So this is going to be our initial X to A leg, A to B leg. Let's make sure that we get to our 382. We do. Beautiful B leg. We need a 127 extension for our C. Do we get our 127? Indeed we do. Bang. C leg is complete. We know that the D leg completes at the 786, and look at that. Price action rallied to the 786, past the 786, and put in a nice reversal. So here's a good example. We talked earlier on the first pair we looked at, right, dollar yen. We talked about, hey, you can use different reasons for entry. You don't have to be an aggressive trader. You can wait until price action enters a zone, right? Here's a perfect example of it on Facebook, right? So the cipher, again, the cipher zone is going to be a little bit bigger because it's a shallower completion. But here's your potential reversal zone on the cipher. Let's say you're someone that doesn't enter aggressively. Let's say you're someone that is a more conservative trader, right? So the aggressive trader would enter short right here, right? Decompletion, limit order is there, probably front ran by a little bit. Boom, that's your entry for the cipher here on Facebook, right? If you're conservative, again, you're looking for reasons for entry. So let's say, one, I need RSI to be overbought. Two, I need lower low, lower close. Let's just say that's my filter. So is the RSI overbought, guys? Yay or nay? What would you say? Ooh, look at that. I got bars. Yep, RSI is overbought. So boom, one of our criteria is checked off. Now I need lower low, lower close, or maybe maybe we're doing a stochastic dip, right? We haven't talked about that in a while. When it's stochastic, sort of RSI, whatever you use, dips to the overbought or oversold and then dips back below. Maybe that's another one as well. But let's just say lower low, lower close, because that's what we've just been talking about. Do we get lower low, lower close? No, 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 no. We see the momentum fading though, right? So for you guys that know how to read price action, did you catch that? The rising channel, rising wedge, the fading of momentum. Again, high Momo candle here. And then smaller ranges. Actually, I mean, smaller range here, then we get a bigger one. This is actually a strong bullish candle. Still lower momentum, but strong bullish candle. And then we get these two suckers right here. Basically our two consolidation candles. Our indecision candles. And then you get a lower low, lower close. So your entry, I mean, basically ends up being at the same point here. But again, different way to attack it if you want to take more of a conservative approach with patterns. And then real quick, go back to New Zealand dollar. Here was our close. This is why I got all hesitant and weird. We did end up getting the candle we needed. Beautiful pin bar. Again, understanding candlesticks. How would you classify this candle? I'm going to jinx this trade by talking about it, but who cares? Bearish candle, strong bearish, right? We closed right at the lows. Rejection at the top, ate that rejection up, closed right at the lows. Now this one is tricky as well because, again, being the close of not only the hourly but the 4 hour, you also had to make sure we didn't get that higher high, higher close on the 4 hour. Because if we had that higher high, higher close on the 4 hour, that would have invalidated the trade setup as well.